Hey everybody, good morning. This is Trading Bitcoin. Thing is, it's only morning for me, so I have some coffee. We have Venzen on today. We have Tone from Istanbul. He has left Egypt, and this is going to be a quick but short and really fun video. So, Tone, because Venzen is hiding in the palm trees, how are you doing?
Yes, doing very well. I left Egypt. You guys saw me do a video. I finished that video at 2 in the morning Egypt time. I left Egypt at 3 a.m. I landed at 6 in the morning in Turkey. Their time, there's a 1 hour difference. Actually, so many people at that airport. It was like, man, took over an hour and a half to get out. The first thing I did is get to the hotel. They didn't have my room ready right away, so I was able to use the sauna for like an hour. That was great. And then I spent the next 3 to 4 hours walking around Istanbul. I absolutely love it. I had no idea that two cities, just like almost next to each other on opposite sides of the Mediterranean, both Muslim countries, could be so freaking different. Like they cannot be any more different. Like Egypt versus Istanbul. I'm so sad that I'm only spending 1 day here. If I had anything else to do next week other than my own conference, I would be canceling it and like stayed here for the rest of the week. But unfortunately, I do have to get to Malta tomorrow. All right, that's my quick intro. Venzen, what's up with you?
Hey Venzen, a nice shirt.
Great shirt, by the way. Awesome shirt.
Thank you, guys. That's a compliment of Tone. Good tailoring suggested in Phuket in Thailand. Thank you very much. And one of my favorite shirts. So people, I'm okay. I'm here doing what I always do, looking at these charts day and night. We're in hot season in Thailand. It's unusually hot. I understand that the US is having really cold weather, as is Europe. Even Australia is having massive hail. And in Thailand, we're getting like 40 and 45 degree days. You know, it's incredible the amount of heat that's coming down. That's my story. Where are we heading, guys? What's our topic and what's to say?
Yeah, it's completely opposite. It's been freezing everywhere I've been. Mallorca, Egypt, Istanbul, freezing. Like I was in a sweatshirt walking around today. I was like ordering tea like every hour of my walk. Like it's freezing here. It's ridiculous.
Venzen, you're just being mean. Because let me say, Malta, I had picked out, some like beach dresses, and I was so excited because I hate winter, by the way. It was even cold this morning. And then I looked at it and it's cold and raining the whole time. So that's just mean. I thought I was finally getting some vitamin D. By the way, Tone,
I know you guys, sorry to interrupt. Tone, by the way, your Egypt casts, your Egypt shows was some of the best, man. That was amazing. Those backdrops, and never mind the quality, because it's not about that. It's even just seeing the snapshot of you right there. The video is frozen. Some of them down with Abu Simbel and whatever.
I really did travel to some of the most like historic and awesome sites, but outside of those sites, man, Egypt is rough. Like, if I ever go back to Egypt, I swear I will literally try to find a way to teleport to those sites and like ignore the fact that I'm in Egypt, other than just going to those sites. And now I know how to actually get there efficiently and how to do it. But it's so unfortunate that it's just like in India, like outside of Taj Mahal, and finally on my last day, I found a really cool area to hang out in. But if I didn't find that, it would have been very disappointing. All right, we do have to get to the charts.
Let me say one thing to be nice to your viewers. Merhaba, كيفك? لا أنا كنت بدرس عربي بجامعة حيفا بس لا فصحى بس يلا. We got to be nice.
Okay. I don't know what you said. Okay.
It was really
all right, let's head over to the Malta conference. That is happening this upcoming weekend. I fly to Malta tomorrow, and we'll be busy organizing the conference. Still some seats at the Carnivory dinner on Thursday. Check out our list of speakers. The agenda should be posted in a day or two. Sorry, it's taken us a little bit of a while. We have no more rooms to sell you guys. Unfortunately, that is it. The hotel prices have gotten really high. Airbnbs in that area shouldn't be too bad. So check that out. Tickets are still 0.1 Bitcoin. Head on over to tonevase.com, where we added a brand new item to the store that is absolutely awesome. And that will be the only thing I show. And then we got to do charts. So if you just head on over to the store, boom, right there, the very limited edition Tone Vase. Okay, so you can purchase that for a lovely, reasonable price of 1 Bitcoin. And hey, the shitcoin shirts are up for sale. So you can go ahead and purchase one of those as well. Okay. So, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about.
We're going to talk about Ethereum, our favorite, right?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, we don't have time. Leah, I don't have our chat open. Okay.
EOS is our favorite.
All right. Let's talk about. Let's just go through a Bitcoin charts quickly. I literally have about maybe 10 more minutes, 10, 15 more minutes. I know we wasted like 15 minutes, but that's okay. It was fun for us to talk about our lives. So the monthly chart is going to roll over tomorrow, so no reason to talk about it today. The long-term view as well. I'm still looking for that bull trap. I haven't had time to really evaluate and think about the Fibonacci time zones that Venzen described. I'm still looking for that $5,000 bull trap and then a drop to lower prices. The weekly chart is currently at a brand new high close. The last time we closed higher than the current week's close was the week of November 12th. That is like a lifetime ago for Bitcoin. So that is very, very impressive. That is bullish to me. The only thing that is not bullish is the fact that we are in a weekly 9. That is telling me the momentum needs to slow down. But this is a very weird 9 in that even though it's a perfected 9 according to the rules, we did not break the high of the swing. So I'm not sure what that actually means because that's a very rare situation. The week has just started. Today is only Monday. We have to let this week play out. I can't tell you if I'm automatically expecting a 1 to 4 week correction until I see how this week plays out. As of right now, I would use the daily and the 12-hour and the 4-hour charts to look for a good profit-taking opportunity if you've been long in this trade. And only if the good opportunity comes. So let's go and take a look at the daily and see if we have a good profit-taking opportunity on the daily chart. The daily chart is only on a 6 of 9, and the current day's candle is very bullish. So the daily chart is telling you there is no reason yet to take profit from a bullish trade in Bitcoin if you've been in a bullish trade in Bitcoin. The daily Bitcoin chart went bullish on a green 3 above a green 2 on March 29th, and it remains bullish today. So let's see what happens over the next few days as the daily gets into a 9. Let me go through my time frames and then I'll get Venzen's take. Here's the 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart has just gone bullish, right? So the 12-hour chart did give you a 9 that got, price flip. Then we had another price flip. We had a green 2 above a green 1, and now we're bullish. So the 12-hour chart is totally in line with a daily chart, and they can both complete on a 9 on the same day. You are looking at, 8 more candles on the 12-hour chart, and 8 candles is 4 more days. That is about where the daily 9 is going to be. So if we continue to trade up over the next 3 days, we're gonna, probably match the 12-hour and a daily on both being on 9s, but we have to get there. Here's the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is on a 6 of 9, and it's looking good. So sometime tomorrow, you will probably get, or actually even today, you could get a 9 and a small pullback, which is kind of good because it'll slow down the 12-hour chart's momentum, which should not price flip you. So everything could be in line. Then a 4-hour chart could reset for a brand new 9 count. So it's very possible that a 4-hour, 12-hour, and 1 day and the weekly are all going to be on 9s around 3 days from now. That's going to be very, very interesting. The 1 hour is in a bullish, no, the 1 hour is in a neutral posture. We had a really good 1 hour the previous hour. If the current candle starts trading above the last hour's candle, that becomes bullish on the 1 hour chart. So that's my outlook for Bitcoin. I am pretty bullish Bitcoin, but only for the next few days, trying to time a top around 4,200 one more time for a pullback to 4,000 or lower, followed by a breakout sometime late this month. Venzen, let's head over to you for your take on Bitcoin. What do you see?
Tone, looking at this 1 hour chart, you see that a few hours ago, earlier today, there was a spike down, a spike up, and then we're pretty much at the middle of that range. A lot of people on my in my group have been complaining it's manipulation. What is going on? But the fact is, going to your 4-hour or 12-hour chart, even what you got in the picture now, we're seeing higher highs and higher lows. The very strange thing about it is that it's choppy. It's not consistently. In a way, you would say there's no trend, because day to day, if you're day trading, it's all over the place. But in intra-week, it's advancing, and we're getting closes close to 4,200, and I think the sense is that once price pushes through 4,200, since we're getting what you and Tyler discussed, that kind of horizontal level there, when price goes above, I get the sense it's just going to go crazy. I wouldn't like bet on it, but there's just a sense that it's really going to spike up, because there's all that empty space up to 5,000, right? So as you just summarized it, the 1 week chart remains bearish in terms of its moving averages and its indicators, but everything else, 1 day, 1 4-hour, 1 hour, 15-minute, everything is building up higher every day for the last so many months, and that's great. So I remain bullish. I think that we've got the market is trying to do something here, and it's reinforced by the idea that when you look at your TradingView news little feed there, or you look at the Bitcoin news or the crypto news in general, it's very bullish. Everyone is expecting higher highs. There's a lot of adoption. I don't care about adoption, but when the mainstream talks about adoption, that is bullish, because it means that's what they want to see. They're going to interpret everything, even if there's a spike down back to 4,000 or to 3,600, the mainstream is going to interpret it as a buy the dip moment, not a let's short moment, right? So that's my outlook. It's going up. It's just edging up, and I think it's about to spike. That's my conclusion.
All right, Leah, you have anything to add, or we're going to take a look at gold and S&P real quick and then see if there's any good questions?
Yeah, no, I think that we should look at S&P. It's like started strong. Tesla up almost 2%. I mean, definitely.
All right, S&P just opened, actually. Okay, so gold isn't anywhere to me. Yeah, Venzen, you going to say something?
Sorry, I interrupted just because I exhaled. I opened the NASDAQ chart. There's a massive gap, a few $100 lower, a few 100 points lower, near 400. It's looking really bullish. It's amazing. There's a lot of when the stock markets go up, people are like, oh, it's about to crash. But to be honest, this is just what you'd expect, right? It's going up.
It's what I've been expecting. I mean, I've been a big bull. This is an amazing daily futures candle going into Monday. Like, it bothers me that the weekly gap is so big that this gap will probably close. So I would look for this gap close either today or tomorrow. I would, if I was like, a day trader of the S&P 500 again, I would actually probably be looking to short at 10 a.m. I mean, this aggressive combo 13 doesn't really count. We're on a 10-minute chart on the cash market. I mean, I think this gap kind of needs to close. I don't want to see this gap. It's a little unfortunate. So if the market continues going up into 10 a.m. Eastern time, maybe 11 a.m. Eastern time, I would see that as a good shorting opportunity, but only as a day trader, just short-term swing, because that's an unreasonably high move. We're talking from 28.34 at Friday's close. Right, so Friday's close, 34.87, and the high today was 56.95. That is ridiculous. That is a 20 point gap.
It's so bullish. I mean, the market doesn't do this in a bearish market, right? It only gaps to the upside when there's tremendous momentum to the upside. Excuse me, Tone, did you ever trade gaps when you were trading traditional markets? Would you trade this the way you just described?
Yeah, I would be looking to short. I would be looking for strategic shorts on many stocks, but I would wait for I would wait till at least 950, 955. I would not trade the current 10-minute candle. I would look to trade the next 10-minute candle.
Would you even short it, even though we're on a obviously a 2 candle in your TD count there, and a 3 that seems to be holding that level? Would you?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. No, Venzen, these numbers don't matter because there was a gap involved, right? I'd have to go to the future market and pull that up on a 10-minute chart. And this is on a delay, so I'm looking at the 9:30 candle, though it also happens to be a 3. Now, I wasn't really, wow, look at that. I wasn't really and look at that. like I would be looking for this. So maybe it'll be an 11 a.m. reversal, but I am looking at candlesticks more than I'm looking at the sequential. If I don't get a reversal candlestick at 10 a.m., I will get one at 11 a.m., hopefully on a 9 sequential in the markets, along with a reversal candle. But I'm already seeing, well, actually, let me go to the cash chart, because this one, like I said, is on a delay. So in the cash chart, I'd have to sit here for the next 40 minutes and talk people through it. I've done it before, but I would be looking to short, but only on a reversal candle at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. And I know when my trade fails, right? If I have a reversal candle, my stop loss is above that candle. So my risk is very low and defined. My reward is the gap close or Lambo or like a crash in the market, right? Like, I don't really care. But I don't think the market is going to go straight up. I think it needs to pull back here. And I would even look at certain stocks and see if they give me a good shorting opportunity at 10 a.m. 10 or 11. When I say 10, I mean 10 or 11. Not 10:30. Sure. I really mean 10 or 11.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to slowly pull back into that gap and then continue the journey higher. Leah, what do you think about the, because I know so I'm asking you, what about the psychology? When there's a gap like that, man, the market doesn't just do that. There's such exuberance everywhere. What do you think? What are you seeing?
I would love to answer that, and I will in a second. You got a question that I'd love to ask you first, because I think that they actually tie together, if you don't mind. So
Sure.
the specific question to you, because Tone and I talked about it 2 days ago when I was in the dog park, is all I can remember, is, and I'll read it verbatim, and you'll understand why I'm tying it. But Venzen's ultimate low prediction coming in a few years matches with the inverted yield curve showing a recession coming in the next years. Could you explain what are you thinking? What Tone and I had said is that we think that the inverted yield curve is a bit over, what people are talking about is potentially a bit overrated right now because it's the 3 and the 10, not the 2 and the 10. And with equities going up, that and potentially new all-time highs and some bullishness, definitely bullishness, that potentially it's overrated right now, that is. But what are your thoughts?
Guys, both of you, and especially Tyler, are all three of you are more qualified to talk about the US and about the treasury yields, the bond yields. My experience with these things is limited, and it's like this. My interpretation is like this: you're gonna get yield going down and prices going up of bonds, even to the point where people are willing to hold bonds at a loss for the long term, because of irrationality. I don't have a fundamental explanation for it. I've only got the emotional explanation that people will do what doesn't make sense psychologically, because they're rationalizing to themselves that this is going to pay off eventually. Now, do we know what the market is going to do in 3 days or in 3 years or in 3 decades? We don't. So relating to that question, somebody said, oh, I've got the low down there. My low is purely technical. It's from drawing a fib extension by time from the beginning of the 3-year rally of Bitcoin, projecting it into the future like every other rally of Bitcoin has done. At 1.618 extension, there is a low. So why would it be any different this time? If it's different, if there's a difference, I'm okay with it. That'll be a learning experience in itself. That'll be a recalibration. I don't want to waste too much time talking about this. I just want to say that it's purely technical, and the market does all kind of stupid stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to answer the question for you real quick. Venzen's low price target on Bitcoin has absolutely nothing to do with the yield curve inversion in traditional markets. Like, they are as different and independent as they can possibly be.
In a way, all of these things tie together, because when the moment comes, all kind of manner of stupid things happen at the same time. In the same way as that the CME opening coincided with the market top of Bitcoin, but it wasn't the fact that the CME opened their trade. It's just that moment was the moment when all kind of stupid stuff would happen. I think the yield, in the same way.
I'm with you, but I'm sorry, but like I keep saying, like, I don't care that the yield curve inverted. If it needs to stay inverted for months, talk to me in a few months if it stays inverted 90% of the days between now and like September, and then we can discuss it.
Well, can I jump in? If I take it a little further, Venzen, maybe the question actually is are you worried about a pending, maybe imminent or pending recession? Because Tyler, actually, we've actually talked a lot at length about debt and worries that we do have. So taking it further, I think maybe that's actually what they're asking.
Okay, I'll give you a short answer, because as Tone said earlier, we're limited on time and Tone has got to move, right? I'll give you an answer in 2 sentences. The first point is that I'm not worried about recession where we're standing now. No, the dynamics in the world mean that the US stock market must go up. The dollar must strengthen. This is all that can happen. I don't care what anybody says. This is reality, right? This is all that is going to happen for the next year or 2 years. In the longer term, and I keep writing articles about it to my membership, I'm really worried about recession, because whatever debt bubble we're in, it's going to crash, and it's not going to crash gently. It's going to be foul. So in the long term, I'm worried in terms of 10 years or 5 years or 10 years, I'm worried about recession, and I'm protecting myself against that. But right now, and until the next Bitcoin market high, I'm not worried about it at all. No.
Yeah. Tone, do you mind if I know, sorry, really quick answer to Venzen's question, I can't even see if you're probably shaking your head at me, because I have you small, so I love that question, because thank you. And I know you're asking because I love fundamentals. And I think that it's actually a really great question that opens up a bigger dialogue, which I won't go into, but I would love to if we did one time, of marrying fundamental analysis and TA. And just if, people know or not on this show, they probably do because they're great traders, is gaps occur, in my opinion, gaps occur because of underlying fundamentals or technical, factors, but even geopolitical events, right, that have occurred, what happened with Boeing as an example, but really just, extreme strong demand if we're gapping up, earnings reports, and you're right, behavioral economics comes in that completely, irrational exuberance, absolutely. And what I think about, and actually if everybody's watching, Tone has an expertise in understanding Mandelbrot. I don't know about your background with Mandelbrot and Zen, but he talks about the misbehavior of markets, and just I think it's a great question and I would love to talk about it more, but I would just see it as totally human behavior, and humans for the most part just getting really acting like humans, and
very much.
And then
very much. That's what drives the market. Humans acting like humans. Right?
Yep. Buyers, sellers, emotions, and often, and something you always say, Tone, is you don't like fundamental analysis because it takes too long. It takes too much time, and I think that that's also very true.
Yeah. And again, and this is what bothers me about fundamental analysis. It's irrelevant that the yield curve flipped. It's only relevant if it stays flipped for months and months and months, maybe even an entire year. Like it is just I think we've already answered this question like a dozen times, and my answer will always be the same. If the curve stays inverted 90% of the days over a 6-month period, then ask me about it. Otherwise, it's meaningless.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree on that, actually. And then I'll stop. Is just that, yes, it is a predictor, but causation doesn't always lead to correlation doesn't always lead to causation. And there's a lot of different things, as we know. Manipulation by central banks definitely is something we talk about in Bitcoin, but just in general, they can absolutely turn that around. And again, we're talking about, we have the S&P up, equities, so we need to see what actually happens with this bull market. But yes, we can continue. Tone, something really fun though, really quickly, is since you pulled up gold, and Venzen, you'll love this. And so therefore, we could talk precious metals. Pull up palladium just really quickly. Talk about manipulation and exuberance.
So I haven't looked at palladium since
you always told me to stop.
So it's been a while. Oh, wow, that took a dive. Look at that. Topped on a combo 13 shooting star candle on a monthly scale. Should have been paid attention to. How did the weekly do? The weekly topped on a sequential and aggressive 13 together on an 8 candle, wow. And now we're on a 9. So let's see if the daily could have gotten you out. So far, there were signs both monthly and weekly on palladium. So this would have been the month of March. Let me see on a daily scale. Oh my God, look at that. Jesus. if you had the indicator and you were trading, I didn't know. I haven't looked at palladium since January, but so the last time I looked at palladium would have been like January 18th. That was like here somewhere, here. And yeah, if you were trading palladium using the TD sequential, you did very well. You would have been out right here on the 9, probably got back in long on a green 2 above a 1, and got out right at the top, and possibly even shorted on this red 1, if not on a red 2 below a red 3. Plenty of opportunities. Even a red 4 below red 3 got you another short trade. A ridiculous amount of money could have been made trading the TD sequential on palladium. Thank you so much for having me pull it up, Leah.
Venzen, what are your thoughts? Because especially it's very interesting, at least to me, it's a very thinly traded, manipulated market for palladium, but the rest of the precious metals aren't acting this way, and it's been leading. So what are your thoughts on what you're seeing? How would you play it? You seeing the same thing as Tone?
You know what I want to ask you guys? Like maybe you know, because I don't know, because precious metals to me is like a joke, right? I grew up in Johannesburg, which is very, Johannesburg is next to the Rustenburg platinum fields, right? And you got a lot of tribes there with a lot of money because they're sitting on platinum fields. And the platinum just, you travel around there, the platinum is just coming out. And you're like, what's the point of this platinum? And people are like, oh, it goes in the exhausts of cars, right? You're like, oh, there's a lot of cars being manufactured, so it should be doing well, right? And it's like, oh, no, but it's below the price of production. It's in 2006 until 2017, it was below the price of production. And you're like, so they're producing it, but they're selling it at a loss, right? So what's the point? Here's my question. What's the damn point of palladium? What's it used for?
It's a significant metal in reduction of air pollution. That's why it's actually being put at cars, even if it's being mined at a loss, because they kind of have to. So I was
talking about platinum before, right? Are you saying palladium is used in the same way?
Oh no! This is palladium, not platinum.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was. So what's the point of palladium? Like, what's it used?
No. That is the point of palladium. I don't really know the point of platinum.
Same as palladium, funny enough.
I don't know the point of platinum other than rappers decided to switch from gold to platinum a little while ago. This is probably why platinum hasn't been doing too well. I think the rappers have gotten off platinum.
So
yeah, I know you want to say something. Say it. I'll speak after you.
You're totally correct. They're catalytic converters, and they both were used. So it's the same. And you are correct, Tone. I wouldn't mind some more platinum jewelry. Everybody out there, just kidding. So you're absolutely right. And actually, from my understanding, is that palladium gained a competitive advantage over platinum, because usually platinum, you're right, was more a leading indicator from palladium, but palladium switched to petrol engines. So they were able to get that like sexiness of, everybody, getting upset about, diesel and now, well, actually it'll probably keep dropping off with electric cars, obviously, and lithium will come up, but that's, something else. But if you look at it going back, it's just as soon as pretty much, and also like when Volkswagen emissions like rigged scandal broke, it like dumped, but really like with the diesel vehicles, like the palladium was able to switch to petrol engines, and they just, what I would think is that that's how they kind of gained a sexy competitive advantage in the market, but it's so manipulated, but you're right. They're both catalytic converters.
All right, guys,
Can I quickly finish my point? This palladium will go up. This palladium will go up. It's going up already. It'll continue going up as long as the banks provide finance for cars. and that's what they're doing, right? So yeah, it'll go up again to where it came from. And
guys, I have like 3 minutes left. I want to try to get back to TA a little bit. Someone brought up a very good point. Would I have bought on this green 2 going above a green 1 above this 9? And the answer is I probably would have. And the answer is probably because look at how big the run up is, right? I would have been way more interested in buying this green 2 above this green 9, and even this green 2 above this green 1 above this green 9. But a third one in a row is a little too much for me. So I probably would not have. I would have said this is an unreasonably big run up. We are way overextended. I would not be chasing it here. But if you did chase it from a TA perspective, assuming that, you know, magic is going to repeat 3 times, you would have gotten stopped out on the following day. And if you did not listen to that indication, you would have certainly gotten out of that trade on the day after. So even if you did get in here because of sequential, your trade only lasted a day or 2 and you took your loss.
Tone, do you want one
and
last?
both ways you would have been in profit. Both ways you would have been in profit. Yeah.
Do you want one more Bitcoin?
Yeah, but you would have made ridiculous amount of money on the way up, so this wouldn't have been a big deal. And then you would have made more money on the next run up. Yes, one more question, and then we have to stop.
It was a Bitcoin question, so maybe you'll be happy. If you see a green, well, you guys brought up the stochastic last night with Tyler, I believe. So it was pretty interesting. If you see a green 2 before over green 1, but stochastic or RSI was too hot for 6 consecutive days, would you long it?
Well, if that's a question to me, I don't know how to read the stochastic RSI. I never even Googled it in my life. Venzen is the knows stochastic RSI. I don't, so I couldn't care. I mean, it's irrelevant to me because I don't know how to read it. So I guess it's a question for Venzen.
Sorry, you said you brought up CMF last night. Venzen, what are your thoughts?
Same as Tone. I would, you know, the stochastic and RSI, stochastic of price by itself, or a stochastic RSI or RSI by itself, will tend to diverge from price on a strong rally, and you don't care about that. So you long it. Yeah, you long it by your indicator that you are trading, and if you're trading the sequential, no matter what stochastic or RSI is doing, you trade it. Yeah.
There you go, folks.
Let me get back to the S&P here, okay? So I would not have taken this trade. As you can see, the 10 a.m. candle, the candle that ended at 10 a.m. is a reversal candle. There's 2 problems, however, that prevent you from taking a short trade. One of them is the fact that we did not make a swing high on this reversal candle. The swing high came at the first 10-minute candle. So that automatically makes this candle problematic as being a reversal at 10 a.m. Even if this was it, thank God the following candle never traded lower than that candle. So there was never an execution of the short trade at 10 a.m. Now the 10 a.m. candle actually just started. Now if this candle turns into a reversal candle, and then the next candle starts to trade lower than the current candle, I would absolutely short this market. But right now, as long as we're going up, I'm just watching it. I wouldn't be long. I wouldn't chase it here. Now, if this candle ends as a strong bullish candle, and the next candle starts trading up, I would be looking to short the market at 11 a.m. But I'm saying looking, it doesn't mean I'm automatically going to short. Like I was looking to short the market at 10 a.m., but an opportunity to short would never presented itself because we never traded below the reversal candle. And it's even questionable if this is a reversal candle because it did not create a top in the market. Right now we have a top in the market, but we don't have a reversal candle yet. We have 8 more minutes to go.
Venzen, last thoughts?
No thoughts whatsoever. This S&P is going up. It will close that gap, but after that, it'll go up for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. I know people want more Bitcoin, but we talked about Bitcoin in the beginning, and please check that out. There's nothing more I can say about Bitcoin. I am looking for all the stars to align later this week when there's the potential to have nines across 4 different time frames. And that would be an opportunity to get out of the bull market. It doesn't mean that you automatically have to short it. And I am expecting, after that, I'm expecting a little bit of a correction and then a breakout above 4,200 to 5K. That's kind of my outlook on.
I'm with you 100%. Pull back and then advance. Yeah.
Many people are in good spirits. I am a little too busy to. I mean, we do have the Tone vase on the Tone store. Someone made a good comment. These really should have been tulips. That would have been so much more ironic. Anyway, I like how Blockstream got into the swing of things. So they're Blockstream. They're now doing the Ethereum Explorer, and it's looking for peers. Infinite ETA. That's great. Oh, it's thinking.
ETA Infinity.
The Ethereum blockchain.
I love April Fool's Day.
Let's see if they can do it. They're trying to build an Ethereum node. Oh God, that's gonna take about 8 months. Good luck to you, Blockstream guys. And you're the experts at blockchains, and it's gonna take them like forever to sync a node. I love it. I actually hate crypto April Fool's Day because every story that seems legitimate to me ends up being April Fool's, and every story that is ridiculous ends up being actually true.
Be true.
A few years ago, like that was the 20. I think that was the 2017 April Fool's Day, or 2016 and 2017 April Fool's Day, when the ICOs were in full swing. Like all the articles that day that I thought were ridiculous and pranks turned out to be actually legit, dumb ideas. And then all the things that like I thought were like, oh, this actually makes sense. It was like an April Fool's Day from a shitcoiner. But yeah, so that's I'll try to be a little more into the spirit. But I had about 2 hours of sleep last night, and it's time for me to go and explore more Istanbul because I'm only here for a day. I will be in Malta tomorrow, and Leah, I will see you there on Thursday at the Carnivory Dinner.
I will. Tone, I'm going to end on something that's going to make you laugh, and everybody, if they don't know this song. Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, Constantinople.
Okay. Thank you very much. Where you find that? Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop. But there you go. I hope you go dancing. Venzen, thanks for dancing with me.
Sure. Enjoyed it.
All right, guys. Hey, please check out our conference in Malta. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So many cool people, and we will see some of you there.
We're going to miss you, Venzen.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.